Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty, and I am tearing up over a video on the internet per the usual. So I'm trying to get myself together. All right, we're gonna do our Halloween look 2 today. It's kind of inspired by like a traditional, like vintage witch. Is my light? Okay, so the lighting is probably gonna be a little bit weird today. I know I always say that, but I have sheer orange curtains in my windows because my windows face the front of the house and we have like a Halloween thing going on. So sorry about that, but let's get close in and get going on this. Like I said, it's kind of inspired by like the Wizard of Oz, Wicked Witch, a traditional witch with like a lot of the greens, a little bit of like a yellowy green, some black and smoky. I'm thinking about doing a halo eye. So let's get it together. All right, hopefully we can see. I do have like a different glow today. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of the, I was gonna say the Flavor Joe's. Trader Joe's. I did buy a new one, and at first I lost the new one, and I have found it now, thank you. But this stuff is amazing. I talked about this in my favorites. It's the Daily Facial Sunscreen Broad Spectrum 40, oil-free. It's basically like really good for oily skin because it really works as a makeup base as well. And I said this a little when I did that video is I usually don't wear a primer because they don't do anything for me, but somehow with my skin change and the climate changing and all of that, this helps quite a bit. Makes everything very smooth. Hints on the colors here. All right, so most of this video is going to be about the eyes, and then I'll probably do the face off camera, but I will tell you what I'm going to use. That way I'm not using up my whole battery and I'm not making a super long video because no one really cares about any of this. I really hope that this lighting isn't the worst. All right, I'm doing eyeshadow base. I go back and forth with like telling you what exactly I'm using because I don't want you to just go buy stuff to buy stuff. Like any of these looks that people do on the internet, mine included, which is very rare, you can do probably with what you already have if you have a decent collection. So please don't go out and buy stuff just to buy stuff. I did buy a few new things. Just a few new things, and my blush video should be coming out soon. I have what else do I have coming? I have a Halloween crafting video, Halloween vlogoween situation, the blush video, and at least one more Halloween fall eye look. It does feel really fun to play, but gosh, I just want to rub my eyes all the time. It's so hard to wear eyeshadow. All right, I think I'm going to dip into black first, actually. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do a halo eye and let's do black on the corners. Let's see if I can find something a little smaller. I would say to remember that the smaller and more dense of a brush, the more impact and the more intense the color is going to be. So I poorly cleaned this little, we're going to use this for the black. And I am dipping into a Urban Decay palette that does not exist anymore, the Kristen Leanne palette that I just cannot stop using. All right, so I'm just going to do little circular motions in the inner and the outer corner. This might actually have a little bit of yellow left on it, which isn't going to be a bad thing because that's going to go in the look anyway. And you want to concentrate that darkest color pretty. You want to keep it pretty contained because when you do go in and blend, it will blend out, right? It's going to take the color out a little bit. So if you don't want a super blown out black, then you do want to be careful about where you place it so it doesn't get everywhere. Should we zoom in some more? All right, that's as far as we're able to go. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of a fluffier brush. So the first one I used was a Smith 233. I really like the size of this because I do have smaller eyes. Technically, I could dip this into a green and go on top, but I want a tiny bit of a bigger brush so that that next color can kind of blend the black in, if that makes sense. So this is a Smith 235. Maybe. It's got like a pinched, which you don't really need. A lot of brushes can be used for a lot of different things. Trial and error helps a lot. Everyone's eye shape is so different. And like the hoods and all of that plays such a part. So just playing around with what fits. So I'm gonna pack this in, kind of over the black. We can always go back and add more. Like, it's way easier to add than it is to take away. So I'm almost placing this on top of the black and then in a little bit. I am gonna come up above the crease because, as you know, you can't really see much when my eye is open. So I do like to come above the crease there. All right, I'm gonna take the black. I'm not dipping into the black again. I'm just going back over and darkening up that spot. And I think that a lot of times an eye look just needs the time and the blending and a really nice brush and the patience. Like, I can do a very quick eye, but if you want a super blended eye look, it really does take time to go back and forth and to be very careful with your application and how you blend out. All right, and now I'm gonna take a clean-ish brush, clean-ish, and this is a Smith 237. Oh, these are all my Smith brushes, look at that. This is just a big, fluffy brush, and this is way bigger than my crease, so I use this to blend, and I'm just gonna blend the two together, kind of have them come into the center a little bit. A very light sweeping motion. When you hold your brush further away from the actual brush, like when you hold the handle further away, you get a lighter touch. And I don't care if this gets a little murky, right? Because that's kind of the goal. But this might be something that I dip back and forth into to get the look I want. Like, I might go back at the end and add a little bit more black. All right, that's where we're at. I think I'm gonna add just a teeny bit more black here. I really don't want the black to go too far up. Very, very subtly. Yeah, and then I will take the blending brush again. And when I blend, I do little baby circles as I go around the edges. The sweep kind of gives you a bigger area, so I kind of want to keep it close because, again, I'm not trying to blow it out too much. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a very bright yellow, and then we're going to play with some shimmers. I'm gonna go in with like a neon yellow with just a traditional eyeshadow brush, just a regular old eyeshadow brush. And I'm gonna place this through the center to connect our dots. And it doesn't need to be perfect because I'm personally gonna put some shimmer over this. If you wanted to make this a matte eye, you really could finish this here. But I'm gonna place a little bit of shimmery business. Over all of that. So the two shimmers I'm gonna use are also from palettes that don't really exist anymore. This is a Glam Shop palette. It's a neon yellow in there. And then I am gonna use one of my favorite duochromes by JD Glow in Prismatic. It's got green, blue, gold, and it. So again, it's more about this being an inspiration for you and less about getting these exact things, right? We want to have the inspo. All right, so I'm going to take this. It's called Monstera in the Glam Shop one. It's a greeny gold. And I'm going to tap that on the edges, where, not the very middle, but kind of where the matte meets the center, the darker black meets the center. So we put that dark black and then a little bit of a medium green on the matte side, and then I'm gonna put this gold green here, kind of as the next in the stripe, if that makes sense. And now I'm gonna go in with that blending. Like, I like my finger for shimmers, but it's kind of hard because my fingers are huge. So if you have really big fingers like me, it might actually be better to use that brush, because I kind of went over the areas that I didn't really want to go over. So I'm gonna go back in with that black, what was left on that black, just to kind of get back to how we were. There we go. And then I'm gonna dip back into that neon yellow. There we go. So we have black, green, neon yellow, gold green shimmer, and now the very, very center, I'm going to do that favorite one, and I'm actually going to wet my brush. So I'm gonna dip in with just a regular traditional eyeshadow brush. Nothing fancy here. And then I'm gonna spray it. And we're gonna go right in the center. And this is the duochrome. So we're gonna put this through the center. All the way up. All right, and then on the lower lash line, I'm gonna clean this up, do some concealer, and then I'm actually gonna do the dark in the center at the bottom as a halo eye. Traditionally, you would finish out the dark and match exactly what's on top, but I'm gonna switch it to give a little bit of a spooky vibe. All right, we're gonna do a little concealer. I like to mix my concealers a little bit. Ooh, that got really blurry, sorry. I think it's because I have it so close in. I'm not gonna powder yet, just in case I make a mess. I just don't wanna keep putting creams over powders. All right, so lower lash line. Black in the center. A little bit of a bright green on each side, and then we'll do some shimmers. Ooh, I like that neon yellow in the corner. Let's do that. Neon yellow in the corner. Maybe we won't do any shimmers on the bottom. I don't know. That looks kind of cool, guys. That looks kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna clean this up, fix the concealer, do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and put mascara on. Come on, focus. I will definitely have to put some natural lighting video in. I just did mascara. We're gonna finish up the face very quickly and we will be done. I don't think that we need any eyeliner, personally. And I'm still not really wearing foundation day to day, but I am really loving the Natasha Denona concealer. I like it a little bit under my eyes when I mix it with something else. Like I use it pretty regularly for that, but I do have to mix it. It is really nice, and I like the different tones that they have, skin tones. And then what I do is I just like to blend it over very lightly anywhere else that I might have a blemish or redness. So we're gonna do a little bit of powder under the eye, set the under eye, especially when we're wearing eyeshadow, for me particularly. I'm so jealous if you do not have to do this, because I really do not like a powdery look, but I just have to set my stuff now. And then we'll do a little bit of blush, and I'm only gonna do lip gloss. I'm gonna do a new one that I'm trying out, a new lip oil. Ooh, I just can't wait to go see it in the sun. Okay, let's put that lip oil on. This is one of the new things I got. This is the Midnight Lip Oil by Revolution. So this is one of their Halloween ones. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've been looking for a black lip oil, so. I don't know what color blush. Maybe I'll do, I feel like I need to do a little bit of bronzer to warm up my face because I don't want to actually look like a witch. Let me zoom out just a little bit. That glow in the room is crazy. All right, just using my NYX. I've already hit pan on this. I'm using all butted up, but I do think it's too dark. If you use a big fluffy brush, which I've talked about these, got these off of Amazon, I like that they have the synthetic mix, and they're fluffy enough to where you can put on something that's pretty pigmented and not do too much damage. You know, if you watch my videos, you know, like blush is my thing, but we don't want to go too heavy on the blush today. So maybe we'll just do a little bit of bronzer. I think that'll be good. And then maybe, God, I wish I had, I'm just gonna mesh all that together. Okay, I'll put some other footage here of like outside. But yeah, I think this is it. I think this is it. I don't know, let me do a little bit. All my blushes are like, oh my. Okay, I'm gonna do just a little bit of the NYX Had Buttermelt Blush, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of color. And then we'll blend that in, and then we will spray. Not done though, guys, and not done. We're gonna blend it in with, I'm back on the meteorites. So we're gonna blend with this. Oh, it's so nice to blend everything in together. It does give a little bit of a shimmer, but even for my oily skin, it's actually quite nice. All right, quick spray. We are donezo. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you recreate any of these looks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.